Hey guys, it's Marisa, kitchentablestamper.com, and today's tutorial video for you is this adorable little easel card. So it stands, it opens this way, fits in a standard medium envelope, really cute little design. My card is inspired by my friend Jane's. I got this one in the mail from Jane. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? And couldn't help but make my own little version of this mini easel card. So thank you, Jane, for inspiring me. All right, here is our card, and it was our mystery card for today. Every other Thursday, we play mystery card in the Craft Social. On Wednesday, I give you a set of clues, or a first clue. It's a list of things to gather. And then on Thursday, every other Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, we get together, and I lead you through a series of clues. And at the end, you have created a mystery card. So this is our mystery card for today. And we're going to start with our solid color cardstock here for the base. This is real red. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we've got some designer series paper here from the Snail Mail designer series paper. I love this paper. The color palette is just so me. I really can't get enough of it. So I thought we'd change up our background paper this time and go with this pool party with the snails. Look at this blushing bride with the mushrooms. Super cute, right? Look at the back side of that one. It's hard for me to use the back side as the glue side on this one because I love that stripe. Okay, we're gonna just glue our designer series paper 4 by 5 1/4 on top of our design, or on top of our cardstock, which is that standard card front size. It's 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And there's our base. And then the mechanics of our card. I used Bermuda Bay for our little easel. And we have here 2 pieces. This one is 8 1/2 by 2 3/4. This one is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. We're going to start with scoring our 8 1/2 inch piece. I've got my Simply Score tool, and let's pop this Bermuda Bay in on the 8 1/2 inch side, and we're going to score at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. We're going to work those score lines. We'll burnish them with the bone folder. And set that aside for just a minute. I want to add a little texture to our second piece of Bermuda Bay. So I'm going to get my stamp and cut and emboss machine. We're going to emboss it with a painted texture 3D folder. It has been an absolute favorite of mine lately. I love it because it just goes with everything. We'll pop the cardstock in the folder on top of number 1. Then we add number 4 to the top of our sandwich and give a crank. And then check this out. Look at how deep that impression is. Isn't that cool? Let's build the easel base of our card. Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to take this smallest panel. This is 2 1/8 by 2 3/4, and we're going to add multi-purpose liquid glue on that panel. Now we're going to fold at the 4 1/4 line, and we're going to adhere our embossed panel right down and burnish. Now you'll see we've made our little easel mechanism, so we can adhere the easel mechanism to the card base. A little more multi-purpose liquid glue, and we're going to center that right to left on our card base. Pretty cool. Not good at center. My eyeballs are sometimes on a little crooked. I think that's not too bad. We're going for it. Looks kind of cool with the different designer series paper, doesn't it? We're going to do everything else the same. So first I have Whisper White pieces. I've got 2 of these. They're cut with the Stitch So Sweetly dies. And these are the second largest stitched scalloped rectangle, about 3 5/8 by 2 1/2 from Stitch So Sweetly. And then I have 2 scraps of Whisper White. And these are literally just cut-offs from the scrap bag. Let's do some stamping. Our card features the Snail Mail Designer Series paper and the Snail Mail Bundle. This bundle is too much fun. So Snailed It is the stamp set. Snail Dies is the coordinating die set. When you purchase these 2 products together in a bundle, you save 10%. Love that. We're going to stamp this fun little You've Got Mail snail on one of our Whisper White stitched scalloped rectangles. We want this guy high of center so there's room for our embellishments. And then we're going to stamp him a second time so that we can color him and pop him up, give a little dimension. So that's our scrap here from the scrap bag. Then I need to bring in my Happy Mail enclosed stamp. We just want the little letter here. So let's protect our work surface. Got some Stampin' Up mini grid paper to the rescue. I love this for just keeping your area clean. We're going to ink the bottom half of this stamp with Memento and stamp it on a scrap of white and set that aside. One last little bit of stamping. I wanted an inside greeting that kind of worked with the You've Got Mail, and I found Hey There Friend from the Darling Donkeys. So when you buy the Snail Mail Bundle of Designer Series paper, maybe even the twine that we're going to use here. Love this Snail Mail twine. You can get the Darling Donkeys for free, and I do love how the sentiments here, the fonts look really nice. So You've Got Mail, and then you can put It's Your Birthday, You're the Best, Hey There Friend. These 3 greetings really kind of expand upon the greetings that come with Snail Mail, and the style of the font really works pretty well together. So I've got my Hey There Friend inside greeting. We're going to stamp that kind of high of center on our second scalloped stitched rectangle. Now, we clear away the Stampin' Pad so I don't make a mess, and we're going to color our snails. All right, I've got my little You've Got Mail snail, and simply Dark Daffodil Delight, Dark Pool Party, Dark Royal Red. We're going to color super simple. I didn't even shade or contour any of these, just colored in, and I think it looks really great with the Designer Series paper. What I love about the Stampin' Blend markers is when you use that little circle stroke and you kind of work laying wet ink on top of wet ink, you'll never get those streaky lines like you get when you use a water-based marker. You'll get a nice smooth coverage. Fill in with nothing but vibrant color, no streaks. There's our little pool party, and then his shell with Dark Daffodil Delight. He is just the cutest. All right, let's cut him out. I'm gonna grab my mini. I love when I can use my mini. I got my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine here, and we're gonna cut out our snail and our letter. We can do it all in one pass in this tiny little machine that takes up absolutely no room. If you haven't considered this machine, you should, even if you've got a larger die cut machine. It really is a lot of fun for your personal crafting. You can put it right where you're working and it takes up next to no room, but look at what we can do with it. So I got our platform, our snail. I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape. This is left from another project just to make sure that everybody stays in place. I'm going to line up and cut out my letter, my snail, and my 2 mushrooms all in one pass. So we're going to get 4 items die cut. All the die cutting for this project, all in one pass, all with this teeny little machine. It really is mighty. So those guys can slide to the side. Now I've got scraps of Blushing Bride, little mushroom from the die set, and then a scrap of Bermuda Bay and a mushroom from the die set. So you'll see 4 different cuts all at once. Because of the shorter platform, we just roll the 6 inches through instead of the 9 inches every time. So you'll save yourself a little bit of cranking too. There's our envelope, our snail, and 1, 2 little mushroom embellishments. It's a mighty machine, isn't it? All right, let me set aside my little machine. I love you. And let's bring our sample and our card back in here. Now, the clues for our mystery card, so that we needed 3 pieces of designer series paper. We've used the 4 by 5 1/4. Now, I've got 2 more pieces of designer series paper here. 3/4 by 2 inches. This is from Snail Mail. And 3/4 by 1 3/4 inches. There they are. There's really big mushrooms on the back of the little hearts. Now let's embellish our white panel before we adhere. We get a tailored tag punch and do some dovetail ends. Get our little mail paper here. I love this paper with the letters and the stamps and the little packages and paper airplanes. So cute and whimsical. Probably my favorite paper pattern in the pack, although they're all pretty good. And I'm going to adhere these 2 pieces together. Just kind of giving them a dry fit here, little off the edge of the scallops. Got kind of a ground for our snail to crawl across. Dab of multi-purpose liquid glue. Now the idea here is that I want to make these 2 pieces kind of a 1 solid piece. And I'm going to give that a second to dry while I work on the little mushroom embellishment, because then we can wrap the twine around those little flags and tie the charm. So while that's drying, got our 2 little mushrooms. Let's cut the stem off of the blue one. And we're going to drag a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue. Now, I love this glue. It is the best liquid glue, but you do not need a lot of it. It will make a mess if you use a lot. So you can barely even see how much I'm squeezing on. And then I'll spread it around on those little areas. Less is really more, and it will hold, I promise. You could also die cut that with a little bit of adhesive sheet, and then you just peel and stick. Let me grab some dimensionals. We're going to put dimensionals on the back of all 3 of our cutouts. I'm going to slide all of my dimensional pieces aside for just a second. They're sticky and ready, but I want to finish up my little banners real quick and get them on my white scallop. Gonna bring in the Snail Mail Twine Combo Pack. I love this twine. It's about time we had some twine back. And this is the twine pack that just keeps on giving. I have done dozens and dozens of cards with this one pack so far. It really just keeps on going. So we're gonna wrap a couple of times around the front of our banners here. I'm gonna go 3 times. So on the last time, I'll go back to the left side and we're gonna tie a knot. Get everything all snugged up. And this is unusual for me. I don't usually tie a knot. Do you see that? I lost a fight with an ink cartridge in the printer today and I cannot get that ink off my hands. All right, so you got a nice tight knot there. And then I'm gonna cut away from the spool. We're bringing in these heart charms. They're so cute. They're lightweight but sturdy. They're thin, flat on one side, kind of rounded on the other. So pay attention to that if you want one side or the other. I want the rounded side up. I'm going to thread through. And now I'm going to tie again over under and then make a little bow. Tie the charm right onto our little flags. Is this not just the cutest embellishment cluster ever? That designer series paper, cute little charm, and that beautiful pink twine. It's so smooth. All right, let's tighten that up a little bit. Gotta trim the tails a smidge. And we'll get that adhered to our snail panel. I'm going to go ahead with multi-purpose liquid glue on both sides of the twine and pop that guy just a tiny bit off the left edge. Love it. Bring my card back in here, make sure we got it opening the right way, and get some dimensionals. I'm going to pop up this rectangle panel using some mini dimensionals. Nobody likes a saggy middle. Be generous with your adhesive. And we'll center that on our embossed panel. Make the decision based on the scallop edge, not based on your flags, because they're a little cattywampus. Let's get our little snail, pop him up. Adorable. Little mushroom, couldn't resist. So cute. Do you just love it? Okay, outside is done. Let's see if we can get both of these guys in here. Now inside, we want our easel to stand and display our cute little artwork on the front. So we're going to multi-purpose liquid glue our Hey There Friend stitched scallop rectangle and open this up. We'll center that guy inside and then pop our little envelope in the bottom corner, and you'll notice it's missing a little something. Let's get a little heart for that one. So here's what I've done. I took scraps of real red and cut lots and lots and lots of hearts. It doesn't take long with the Stitched Be Mine dies. The Stitched Be Mine dies has this little spray of hearts. So just run it through with your scraps, collecting all the little hearts that cut out, and you will have embellishments all Valentine's season long, and every other season for that matter. So let's go ahead and take out one of the tiniest little hearts and see, I've got hearts to choose from of all different sizes for every project now. And I want one of the smallest little ones that I can find. Little cutie. Let's drop a bit of multi-purpose liquid glue on the back. And we'll pop that right on top of our envelope. Doesn't it just bring it to life? Love it. And there are our cards. What do you think? They just throw me. I'm not holding anything back, am I? I love the way that they stand, the little easel. Thanks for the inspiration, Jane. I love the snail mail suite, the designer series paper, and the stamps. If you've got any questions at all about the project itself or about mystery card and the craft social, if there's anything I can do to help you stay crafty, you can email marisa@kitchentablestamper.com. And to shop Stampin' Up 24/7, buzz over to marisaAlvarez.stampinup.net. Maybe pick up some of the snail mail bundle, our sweet products, and get Darling Donkeys for free during celebration. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.